Hello and welcome to Screen Hype. Today I am going to be doing a review of Wizard Community College. Now I have already done an unboxing video for this, so if you want to see everything inside, then you can check out the link to that. Before I start with the review, I would like to, just for transparency's sake, I did receive this as a free copy to do this review, but I was not paid for it, all thoughts of my own, so yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way, and now let's take a look. So when you open the box, the first thing you're confronted with is the rules. Now these are really compact and easy to learn. I was able to just peruse them and understand it in less than 5 minutes. So these are great if you're just getting started. This isn't a complicated game. I'll open these up and you'll see just how uncomplicated they are. So it's literally kind of like this 2-page leaflet thing. A lot of this is lore or just really clarifying the rules. The rules themselves are just, honestly, genuinely, the rules themselves probably could just fit here if it weren't over-explained. But it's not over-explained to a boring, unnecessary point. It's just if you need that extra clarification, you've got it. If you don't, then you can just keep on scrolling. So yeah, rules are really easy to understand, very simple to follow, and honestly, so fun to play. The game also provides these handy player aids so you can understand what you're doing on your turn without having to constantly look to the rules, so every player has one of these. And then everyone simply picks their favourite character based on the character cards they have, and they place it in front of them ready to build the character for their story. So this game is kind of like a cross between a board game and an RPG. Your wizard's going to a wizard community college, and you've got to you're thrown into these crazy scenarios and events, and you've got to try and solve them using your spells. Now, how do you choose your spells? I'll show you. So the game has a deck of spells, and everyone draws 5 at the start, and then they choose 3 from there. So when I played, I had Explosion, Teleportation, and Illusion. Now these aren't over-explained, they're kind of basic. So for example, for Regenerate, it doesn't clarify exactly what it means. So anything that you can sort of safely put under the umbrella of Regenerate would count, or Animate Object. Same thing, they're not over-explained. Some spells will allow you to draw from the items deck. So the items deck has various items that will help you in your events. So for example, this one is the Scroll of Transformation, which means you can turn one object into another object. And we did actually use this in our campaign, and basically that a massive fire had broken out, so the plan was to transform just a rock in the room into a fire blanket. It ended up hitting the wrong target, and one of the other players was transformed into a sentient blanket using this, which we thought was very funny. But between the spells and the magical items, there are so many awesome combinations you can have. The game itself is heavy on the narrative. You kind of form it yourself using the other players, but it's not awkward like you might imagine it to be, since it's coming from your imagination. I was a little bit hesitant about how it would work, but the group I was playing with, half of them I'd never even played games before with, because I was just with my local board game society, and there were a few new faces. But even though I hadn't played with them, we were literally laughing together from the very first round, because this game just makes it so easy to have fun. The rules are so loose, it's all in your imagination. So for hour 1, we had drawn an event, and there was griffins had escaped from the magical menagerie, and our job was to try and get them back into our cages. So you start the round, you kind of go around and you further explain the setting, so everyone adds just a little bit of extra detail, and then you just, on your turn, you describe what you're going to do using your spells, and then you will draw one of these tokens from the bag. Now there are 4 symbols on this, so there's one for cast, which means the spell goes according to plan, but even if that happens, the person resolving it can kind of throw a spanner in the works, maybe there's an unintended consequence. The other ones are overcast, which means your spell was too powerful, miscast, which means it did not go at all how you wanted it, and wrong target, which means the spell worked but didn't hit the place you wanted to go. So as you can tell, 3 out of the 4 go wrong, and even the one that goes right could get twisted to go wrong anyway. So the game is very much about adapting the story based on what happens, and it is okay for things to go wrong. They're supposed to go wrong. That's where the humour, that's where the fun comes from. But at the end of the rounds, you kind of have to try and beat the objective of the event using the story that you have grown with your friends. I honestly cannot express enough how fun this game is. Genuinely, when I was playing it, a couple of the people just asked me to send a link to the Kickstarter because they were just having the best time. We were all laughing, and just other people in the room were coming over out of curiosity because they could see how much fun we were having, and you will not regret getting this game. I'm doing a review, I'm not doing like a paid promotion, I'm not doing a, hey, get this and I'll get commission. I don't get anything from selling this to you guys, but I'm just genuinely saying this is one of the most fun games I have played this year. It's absolutely fantastic. Highly, highly recommend it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do give it a like, drop a comment down below with your favourite sort of fun games to play in a group, and do subscribe to the channel for more fun videos in the future. Bye bye.